Hi, today I'm going to do a flip through of an altered book project that I did for an art group in January of 2013. And the theme of the book is romance, and the altered book was an altered book with drawers. We cut little niches out of the book to create drawers. The thing that I wanted to point out to you was that I am recording my videos on my smartphone, and for some reason or another, my smartphone audio will drop its sound for little gaps of 10 to 15 seconds, and it does this on an inconsistent basis while I'm recording my videos. So if it looks to you as if I should be talking away while I am working, but you're not hearing any sound, just give me 10 to 15 seconds. I call this my 10 to 15 second rule. I will be back in 10 to 15 seconds and it will pick up and start recording again. I hope that you enjoy watching this video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel because I hope to be doing more different types of art videos too. Thank you very much. Hi. Today I'd like to share with you an altered book that I made, and the theme of this book is romance. And I took a medium-sized novel, covered it with a dark red silky fabric color that's flocked with black roses, and I'm hoping that you can see those on here. And I used corner tabs, Tim Holtz corner tabs. They're metal, and I painted them with a Krylon gold leafing pen and attached them to 4 edges of the book. And then I secured them with glossy accents because on these edges they just don't have too much of a space to grip onto, so I secured them with glossy accents. On the front I have the word romance spelled out in bling. Found that in a 25% off bin at my local scrapbooking store. Some red roses that I got at the local Ben Franklin's craft. I just thought that was really nice. I don't find this nice a trim too much, and I was just thrilled to find this because it really goes well with this book. And then I have a graphic that I pulled from another book, a romantic graphic. And the other book that I'm using for this is called A Little Book of Love. And I got this little book of love at the Goodwill. I really wasn't looking for anything, but I knew I needed something, but I was just sort of looking around, and I glanced up and there it was on the shelf, and I pulled it out, and you can see I've already deconstructed the book. But look at all these really fabulous, neat graphics in here. Lots to work with. So there's where I'm getting all my images, is from this book. And I altered the first about 10 pages in this book. Just did different things to alter it. And what I want to do is flip through the book and show you how I altered it. So you flip through to the first page, which I think is really cute. I call this my puppy love page. And it's got this little book of love is filled with poetry and recipes and love letters and snippets from different romantic stories, and of course wonderful, wonderful graphics. These flowers up here are cut from a series of note cards that I had on hand. There's about 3 note cards that I fussy cut the flowers out of. Fussy cut meaning that you trim very delicately around the edges the image that you want out of whatever page that you're cutting. In scrapbooking they call it fussy cutting. So this is the first page. It's just simply one of these pages from that little book of love collaged down into the inside cover and the foreword of this larger book. Flip to the second page, some more romantic graphics. The verse says something to the effect of two people looking in the same direction. Well, I think these folks are looking into each other's eyes. The graphics speak for themselves. Perfect for this book. Flip to the next page. The verse here says, "Tread softly, for you tread upon my dreams." And I just stamped that on a piece of scrapbook paper. And what I really wanted to talk about, though, was the background images for these books. As we flip through here, you'll see what I do is something that I call the doily technique. And I use a thread doily that's been crocheted. I got it at my local thrift store. And I gesso the page. Here I use sort of like a pink mauve, pinkish gray color. And then I put my doily over that page and then sprayed through that with red ink wash spray. And it came out really well. I'm not so sure that the lady who made that doily would have been thrilled to see me using it like that, but if she would have seen the effect that it had on this page, she might be okay with it. What she doesn't know won't hurt her. It went for great art. And see, I did the same thing over here. And then I also have what I call, these are my flip pages. And actually, this is made with 3 pages. A page here, the center page, and a page over here. The center page was actually just a text page. And I cut about a 1/2 inch down and removed this page. And that left me with a long tab. And I left this little short piece up here so you can, for demonstration. And I cut a little slit and made a long tab and a short tab. And then out of my little book of love, I found signatures. Signatures, just simply a page in a book that's been folded over to make a page in the book, but it's actually 2 pages, but it has graphics on both sides. And I looked for signatures that had really nice graphics on both sides, such as this one, and this one. And then I cut it to the width of the book, sized it down, glued it on this side of the long tab, and then on the bottom, and on this side is the natural fold of that page, and then the top is left open, and inside you can put love letters. And the love letters are actually pulled out of that little book of love. And I'm not going to read them to you. I'll let you guess what they say. Well, maybe I'll read a snippet of this one. This is from John Middleton Murray to his wife, Catherine Mansfield. Oh, she did marry him. I wondered whether she'd marry him, and you'll... oh, yeah, she did marry him. I'm going to let you guess at that love letter. But what I wanted to say about the love letters was, when I pulled them out of the book, I left the raggedy edges on here, and I've been debating whether or not just to leave those distressed or to trim them up nice and neat. And I think I'll leave them distressed. I might put some walnut ink stain around the edges to match. This is the natural border of that book. So there is a love letter in there. I'm going to read a portion of it to you because I think it's really funny. But not this one. I won't bore you with that. You can guess at it. So it flips over, and here's that same doily technique on this side of the book. Here's the same thing again, only I left these pages, this one and this one, unembellished because I wanted this doily technique to show through really well. And I did this one with a black gesso background. Just a black gesso is a black paint. And then I put the doily over that, sprayed through it with white ink, and that left me a very stark black and white page, and I didn't like that in-your-face contrast, so I used some walnut ink and toned that down, and it created what I think is very much a stone-like effect. Those almost look like rocks or little stones around there, and I just like what it did to that. It almost looks like it could be not a thread doily, but a marble, a design on a stone floor. a tiled floor. So I really like how that turned out. So I didn't want to put a lot of embellishing on it and ruin it. And the same thing over here. And then after I did all that, and that's what's kind of causing the shine on these pages, when the light shines on them, I sprayed fixative on it so that it won't rub off or smear. And then here I did this same doily technique on a tag. I make a lot of these tags just using ink that I have left over and paint that I have left over. I don't want to waste my paint. So I grab a tag and I just create backgrounds. This is the love letter that I wanted to read a portion to you. I think it's so funny. It's from Simon Fowlerfield to Mary Foster. And he's a farmer. And he says, I hardly dare say what I want. I'm so timid about ladies, and my heart trembles. He says, I'm a farmer in a small way, and my age is rather 40 years, and my mother lives with me and keeps my house. And she has been very poorly lately and cannot stir about much, and I think I should be much more comfortable. Love letter in here. It's in this book someplace, but I think that I'm going to leave it hanging so the person who receives this book, my swap partner, can guess as to whether that lady married her farmer. I'm thinking she probably did in the end, or there would not be a published love letter, but you know, he may have been looking for another mother. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it was just his timid way of expressing his love. I would question that letter, though. I think I would want to extend that relationship a little bit more before I made my decision. Anyway, back to the altered book. On this one, same technique, a mauve background with black ink sprayed through a doily, and here's some poetry on a piece of scrapbook paper. And here's the flip page. Here's a recipe for maybe the farmer and his wife ate this breakfast one day. It was a forgiveness breakfast. It's a recipe in that book. I thought that was really cool. And another love letter between John Adams and his wife Abigail. Here again, there's two letters on here. I think this is from John to Abigail. No, it's to John and to Abigail. So I think both of these are complete, so maybe she'll enjoy, the person getting this will enjoy reading an entire love letter. Then what I wanted to talk about, though, well, let me flip to the next page, which is the same thing. I wanted to show you this graphic. I think this is the neatest graphic. I almost kept it for myself. I like it so much. Isn't that neat? She's sitting there, laying there, reading all her love letters, and obviously it's not from a farmer. Anyway, here's the love letter, and then here's, I thought it went so well with this because it's two doves in there delivering letters. And here's little Cupid, another Cupid and another love letter. But what I really wanted to talk about was this page. And what I want to say, if you're working on a page, or if you're working in a book, or you're doing something and you're just totally discouraged with it, don't give up on it. Because if you work with it long enough, maybe set it aside and come back to it, eventually you'll find a solution to whatever's causing the problem. And that's what I was having with this page. I smeared the ink, I blurred part of it, I repainted, I scribbled out, I redid and redid. Well, finally, my solution that I came up with was, I had drawn a vertical line when I was edging the black around here. I accidentally drew a vertical line across here which divided this part of the doily from this part of the doily, and I just didn't like that, so I covered it up with what they call a belly band. And a belly band in scrapbooking is just a strip of paper or maybe a ribbon or some strip across the page that's attached to both ends, and then the middle is left open so that you can slip, like in this instance, a tag or maybe a love letter or something else through there. And then over here, at the bottom of the page, I took this little graphic and cut a corner out and made a little holder so that the tag won't slip through and fall through the book. So, and the tag itself is made out of one of those tags that I didn't want to waste my ink on, and I'd done that doily technique on it, and cut an image out of that little book of love, a graphic, and attached a ribbon at the top, and put it through there, put it through here, flip it through. There you go. So I was really, in the end, although I struggled with that page, and in the end I was really happy with how it turned out. The next page here, get it so you can see it. This is another page that I left intentionally blank so that you can see the doily effect on there, the doily technique. And in this case I painted the page, the background, a mauve, and put my doily over it and sprayed through it with red ink again. And here's another puppy love Valentine. I think these are so sweet. And this page, I couldn't form a pocket out of it because I didn't want, it has really nice graphics on both sides, and I didn't want to glue one end down and ruin the other side, so I made a flip page out of it. So you can see on this side you have the little puppy love Valentine, and then on this side you have two doves again delivering love letters. And over here is this image I got out of another swap I was in, but it's a lady reading a novel, probably a romance novel. And I like the quote. It says, "Impossibly beautiful, your letters." And I thought that quote went really well with these doves delivering the letters. Next page, same doily technique, a mauve background, sprayed through the doily with a blue ink. Here's a note card. And I fussy cut these flowers out of a note card and then just glued them in there. This image, and what I like about this image is in that book I found another image that I think really goes with that moon. Here she's sitting on the edge of the moon, probably dreaming about her lover, and here they are together on the moon. I think the moon's laughing at them myself. There's a love letter from, it's love letters between Robert and Elizabeth Barrett Browning. It's also an incomplete love letter, but they're so famous, everybody knows how that story turned out. Flip it in there. More roses, romantic roses, cut from the note card. I thought it went really well with this graphic. The quote says, "But one man loved the pilgrim soul in me." Next page is the end. It's the end of the altered pages. It's not the end of the book. But you see the little Cupid on there? He's drawing the curtains closed, and the curtains say "the end" on it, and then he's holding a Valentine swag there. This was actually one of the last pages in that little book of love, and I just made it the last page in this book. And then here is a dedication page, and that was actually in the foreword of the little book of love, and I made it a dedication page, cut it out, glued it on three sides, cut a little pocket out, and put one of my altered tags in there. This is that white ink on black, and then I cut a little Cupid and put him on there. And what I'll do is, when I send this book to my swap partner, I'll put their name here, and then who it's from, the name of our art group, and the date, and the name of the swap. So that is the end of the altered pages. You can see I did quite a few pages here. It took me quite a while to get through them all, but I had so much fun doing them, I just continued until I got to the end of them. So, but it's not the end of the book. It's an altered book with drawers. And the drawers are actually little boxes. As you can see, there's 3/4 of this book left after these 10 or so altered pages. So these pages were all glued together on three sides, and then the size of the box, put it this way, we traced around the size of the box, had an image here, and then we just, out of every one of those pages, we cut an opening so where the box will fit in. and then I glued it all together, and then did gold leafing around it. The box itself I want to talk about, because the box is just simply a green box like this. This is a longer box. This is a jewelry box that I got at Michael's. And, of course, this box is a different shape, but the same technique. And inside is a little cotton batting. But what I wanted to show you was on the lid, of course, has 4 sides. Well, when I got this one done, got it all altered and got ready to put it in the drawer, it was too fat. It wouldn't fit. So what was I going to do? I had my book all done and my drawers wouldn't fit in there. But I resolved that by cutting along one side and the other side, and having a back tab and a front tab, and then these 2 sides were removed. And then on the back, I'll show you here, on the back I just angled the ends of the tabs in and glued them to the back, and then I painted it with gold leafing. And here's the front. The front just kind of flips open, and as you can see, there's no side tab on there. So I made a flip top, and that removed the bulk on each side of this box, so my book fits perfectly now. No problem. And I cut a graphic out of a pretty romantic lady, embellished it with black edging around there so that the graphic would pop. And in here I will say that I used those little, you get them from Basic Gray, and they're little round discs that are magnetized, and you put one on this side and one on this side, and then it'll flip closed, it'll snap closed. The 2 magnets will attract each other. And I will say this cardboard's thick enough that it doesn't have a really strong hold, but it's enough to hold the weight of what's in there, and it's enough to hold it when it's inside of the book. So you flip it open, and inside I have a key that I got at Michael's Dollar Bin store. And I bought them several months ago, and I didn't know what I was getting them for, but I liked them, and I got 2 of them, and now I know why, because they're for this altered book. And then I have a thread doily, and then here's the cotton batting that goes in there, thread doily. I didn't sew it down because I don't want to ruin the book, or ruin the doily, which would ruin the book. But inside, I also altered it with graphics from that little book of love. And then in this case, it looks like they're at a ball. And here, they're kissing. I think is really neat. So and then I just kind of tuck it back in there. I'll do it really nice before I send the book off. Put it in there for now, because I want to move on. Put it in the drawer. And I'm not happy with 2 drawers. 1 drawer, I have to have 2. If I had 2 drawers, I'd have to have 3. If I could fit another one in here. Good thing it doesn't fit. So on the second drawer, I'd use the same technique. It fits a little bit more snug, but as I pull it in and out, it's beginning to go in there easier. Same technique. Here's the graphic on the front. Same technique with cutting off the sides and the flat top. And another key, another thread doily. Open it up, and I just love this graphic. Isn't she cute? There you go. And then there's a man and a woman, romantic kissing. We'll let them have their privacy and close the box back up. Put it back in there. There you go. Romantic, altered book with drawers. Had a lot of fun doing this. Let me tell you, it's a lot of work. It took me from maybe the end of December to the end of January to finish this. Hold it this way. but I had fun doing it. Once I get started, I can't quit till I'm at the end, and I know I'm at the end when there's no more that I can think of to do on it. And I think I reached the end of this. So I really hope my swap partner enjoys the book. I'm going to get it out in the mail to her this week. And I had a lot of fun doing it, and I hope that you enjoyed watching the video. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel. And I hope to be doing more similar type videos in the future. So we'll see you again in the next video. Goodbye for now.